Chapter 064 8 Tones of the Heavenly Dragon. Under the leadership of several demon leaders close to Demon King level, hundreds of heavenly demons joined forces and unleashed enormous combat power. The large orb condensed by serious smoke immediately showed signs of buckling under the assault. Pine Wave Chain, Cloud Water Flute. Seeing this, the 8 female disciples of Jialan Society, including Suyuer and Yi Yu, would never stand by idly. They picked up the chain and the D and prepared to play, unleashing sonic waves to boost Fang Han's power. Do not play yet. Otherwise the Sirius Smoke Orb will break even faster, and you will injure yourselves. Sirius Smoke was a demonic treasure. When sonic waves attacked from inside the orb, they would strike the orb itself first. Spirit rank magic treasures had no consciousness of their own to tell friend from foe. What should we do then? Suyuer and Yi Yu asked urgently. When I count to 3, I will withdraw the Sirius Smoke and cut through the heavenly demon's head on. After that, you can channel your magic power into the chain and D to protect yourselves. There was no time to waste, no room for lengthy chatter. Fang Han's words shot out like consecutive crossbow bolts. 1, 2, 3. Sirius Smoke, withdraw. The massive Sirius Smoke Orb suddenly caved inward, contracting at a speed too fast for the naked eye to catch. In the process of this contraction, the airflow formed a huge vortex. Many heavenly demons attacking from outside let out blood-curdling screams and were torn to pieces by the violent airflow. Sirius Battle Armor. Fang Han contracted all the Sirius Smoke, recondensed it into battle armor, and charged forward for a head-on collision with the wind drill formed by hundreds of heavenly demons. Bang! When the combined power of hundreds of heavenly demons crashed into him, Fang Han immediately felt as if every bone and muscle in his body was falling apart. The Sirius battle armor suddenly dispersed into a cloud of black smoke and shrank back into the 7 Evils gourd. It had actually been shattered by the heavenly demon's impact. Deprived of the flight ability granted by Sirius battle armor, Fang Han plummeted straight down from the air with a thud and hit the ground. He rolled once and stood back on his feet. It was lucky that he had charged from ground level when he collided with the heavenly demons. He had only fallen the height of 2 or 3 men. If his treasure had been scattered while he was high up in the sky, no matter how tough his mortal body was, he would have smashed straight into a pulp. This was the drawback of not having cultivated to the secret realm of supernatural powers. All his power relied on external forces, which was extremely dangerous and left him with no sense of security. After all, external force was not his own, and hard to control fully. In fact, many sect disciples, after obtaining a spirit treasure, would bully others in fights. The moment their treasure was broken, they fell straight from the sky and plummeted to their death. Some disciples, after obtaining a spirit rank ritual robe, would test it by flying into the sky. If a sudden gale scattered the protective light on the robe, the disciple would fall from the sky and die instantly. After the shattered Sirius Smoke was drawn back into the 7 Evils gourd, the gourd suddenly began to writhe. Fang Han sensed a wisp of demonic power emanating from the treasure gourd, which repaired the scattered Sirius Smoke. When his mind moved, the fully repaired Sirius Smoke billowed out again, wrapped around his entire body, and reformed into the battle armor once more. It truly is a precious treasure. What miraculous power! Fang Han was overjoyed. One had to know that the combined power of hundreds of heavenly demons was no trivial matter, enough to destroy an ordinary spirit treasure completely. If Fang Han had been wearing the blood cotton demon robe just now, it would have been shattered beyond repair on the spot, and only a master of the secret realm of supernatural powers could infuse it with new magic power and repair its formations to restore it. Sirius Smoke was also a spirit treasure, and it had just been shattered, reduced to a crippled state that would require great effort to reforge. But the 7 Evils gourd, the treasure that held it, had the power to repair it. How else could it be called a treasure? What? Seeing that Fang Han's Sirius battle armor had been scattered, more than 10 heavenly demons leaped at the chance to strike, pouncing on Fang Han with shrill howls and circling around him, ready to burrow into his body and into his brain to erase his consciousness. But none of them expected that serious smoke would billow out again and wrap them all up in an instant. A single twist and pull sent them into the river inside the Jiafu Yellow Spring map. Once soaked in the Yellow Spring holy water, all the demonic nature of these heavenly demons was immediately erased, turning into the purest spiritual power, which was then refined into Bila Great Pills. Now that his serious battle armor was recondensed, Fang Han was as energetic as a dragon or tiger. He leaped up, flew low, swept out with his large hands and rampaged through the crowd of heavenly demons. In the blink of an eye, more than 10 more heavenly demons were killed directly. Just then, the notes of the Qin and Di rang out in coordination, sending out ring after ring of sonic waves that shook the heavenly demons off balance, leaving them stumbling and wailing in agony. This gave Fang Han a great opening. Although the sound of pine wave Qin and cloud water flute also affected him, the highly condensed serious battle armor, unlike the diffuse large smoke orb, only suffered minimal impact, allowing him to slaughter the heavenly demons to his heart's content. One after another, heavenly demons screamed out their last, and Fang Han killed 70 to 80 of them in quick succession. There were now nearly 200 Bila Great Pills stored in the Yellow Spring map. But 200 pills were not even enough to feed 10 flying Xianxias, let alone increase Fang Han's own spiritual power. You lot, kill this brat with all you've got. The several powerful heavenly demon leaders, the naked giants, were furious and humiliated. They commanded the rest of the heavenly demons to attack again, while they themselves leaped and ran through mid-air, circling around Fang Han. Suddenly they threw out a combined punch, bleak wind howled, and the force of their punch actually formed a demon head the size of a water vat, which lunged at Fang Han to bite him. These heavenly demons have actually cultivated demonic arts. We must kill them. Refining these 5 powerful heavenly demons into Bila Great Pills will yield far superior pills than ordinary ones. Fang Han had long coveted these demon leaders, and he would never let this chance slip. He moved his whole body, his flight twisting and turning. He darted forward like a charging wolf, dodged the demon head's bite, and swung his fist hard at one of the naked giant heavenly demons. The heavenly demon's speed was still a notch slower than that granted by the serious battle armor. Fang Han's punch struck it with a soft pop, punching a large hole through its chest. It did not bleed, but its face twisted in agony as it tried desperately to flee. But alongside Fang Han's punch came a deafening roar, which scattered the demon leader apart in one blow. Fang Han struck out with his wolf claw and grabbed hard, instantly catching the scattered bleak wind that was the remains of the demon leader, and sent it into the Yellow Spring map. Such strong essence! Yan's amazed voice sounded in Fang Han's mind. Soon after, a Bila Great Pill the size of a broad bean condensed into shape. Ordinary Bila Great Pills were only the size of mung beans. This one was as big as a broad bean. Its color was like jade, with a sparkling green glow flowing over it, as delicate and perfect as a flawless emerald. This pill's quality is incredible. No ordinary pill can compare to it. It seems killing demon leaders who have cultivated demonic arts is the right choice. Fang Han was overjoyed. Lured by such great gain, Fang Han went all out. He roared with all his might and chased after the remaining demon leaders. But this time the demon leaders had learned their lesson. They transformed into bleak wind in a flash, merged with the rest of the heavenly demons, and formed a giant bleak wind top that spun rapidly in the sky and rolled towards Fang Han to crush him. As Fang Han dodged while roaring, he could only scatter a few small heavenly demons on the edges of the bleak wind. He could not shake its core at all. You have never learned any sound-based true mantra. Roaring like this just wastes your energy. Your power is scattered and not concentrated. How can you hurt heavenly demons? Let me teach you 8 tones of the heavenly dragon. Once you master it, you can adjust your syllables and infuse your spiritual will into your voice, keeping it concentrated without dispersing. It has unparalleled killing power against ghosts, demons, and all other unbodied things that have no physical protection. Originally, Yuhua sect also has a demonic slaying sound art called Long Song of Righteous Qi, a secret art of heaven and earth's noble Qi, but I do not know it. Sound-based cultivation arts did not have much killing power against beings with physical bodies, not as good as solid sword strikes or fist blows. But against heavenly demons, which were intangible airflow and consciousness, they were far more effective than fists or flying swords. Seeing Fang Han roar to shake the demons with no method at all, wasting so much of his power, Yan could not hold back any longer and spoke up. Right after that, a stream of profound cultivation art and mental images was transmitted into Fang Han's mind. 8 Tones of the Heavenly Dragon.